John here from John and Mike's MMA Corner. I'm just going to look back at the UFC Vancouver card that happened this weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live from the Isle of Man in the UK. This is John and Mike's MMA Corner.
Okay, look, the UFC Vancouver card happened this weekend. Let's get into it. Let's look at the fights that happened and talk about some of them, alright? Let's go straight down to Chad Laprise against Guti, okay? Now, Laprise missed weight. He said that he's going to go to 170 now. He weighed in at 159. He said it cuts too much for him. He's probably going to be a bit small for that weight class, but either way, absolutely fantastic performance. Went in there, got a TKO win against Guti, and he looked just, aggressive, good combinations. Maybe because of weight cut, he knew didn't go too well for him, and he just came out quite aggressive, hopefully, because he didn't want it to be a 3-round slugfest. Guti did get a couple of good shots over the boxing, but all in all, I think Laprise, I'm looking forward to seeing him in the welterweight division. A healthy Laprise will probably be a better performance. He definitely needed this win, though. And let's go. Actually, that was the main event on the UFC Fight Pass prelims. Another fight that kind of stuck out, a guy called Felipe Silva making his debut for the UFC against Shane Campbell. Shane Campbell is the man who had the kind of Street Fighter pose finish, I think on World Series of Fighting, I think it was. That kind of went viral, got him a bit of attention to UFC. Hasn't had a very good run there. I believe that now, when he lost to Felipe, that was his third straight loss. Felipe, though, came out throwing venom in every shot, backing Campbell up to the cage and finished him with an absolutely cracking liver shot. Just literally opened him up and then got that liver. Just that ruined Campbell's night. And I think that Felipe, although he's super aggressive, will he hold out for 3 rounds throwing that hard the whole time? Probably not. So it's something that if you're going to face him, if you weather that storm, maybe make him miss with his punches, because trust me, it's hard work, you could see a big difference there. Let's go on to Alessio Di Chirico. Okay, this gentleman from Italy making his debut in the UFC against Garrett McClellan. Now, I've not been overly impressed by Garrett McClellan anyway in the UFC. I just don't feel South African MMA is at that level yet. I feel it's still, great strides behind. But Alessio, he came in, absolutely lost his debut in the UFC, and it was a short notice fight. I think it was when it was in Croatia, I believe off the top of my head. But he came into this bout and he looked a lot sharper, a lot crisper, good combinations, good groundwork. All in all, it was a solid performance considering the tragedies they had in Italy recently with the earthquake. He had a mark of respect with the black armband, and he went and got that decision win. He will be relieved considering the mental state he must have been in to compete. It did a lot for obviously himself and obviously for his country. Those little things make a difference. Let's go up to another fight, which was, I won't say robbery, but the decision was incorrect. Let's say it that way. Okay, so you had Kyle Bojanek against Enrique Barzola. Now, Barzola, I felt, in my opinion, he was just more efficient and landed some of the better striking. Bojanek, I don't know, he did land some great strikes. The pair of them just, that was a fun fight. That was easily second best fight in the card. The pair of them just traded off, give some, take some. But I just feel Barzola definitely edged it in the whole fight myself. He didn't get the win. He lost the decision. But all in all, good fight, good scrap, people. Let's go to Sam Alvey versus Kevin Casey. I said that Sam Alvey will win this online. I said he will get a KO. I said probably only get a second round KO, if not third. What happened? Second round KO. Kevin Casey is a guy who in that first round, he looks sharp, he looks crisp, he's got good technique, he's got good, he has got though legitimate solid ground game. He is very good on the ground, but the issue he has is conditioning is not even existent. He has got 5 minutes in him, which if you're on the top level, if you've only got 5 minutes, you shouldn't be in that top level. He also hasn't got the mental fortitude to really push himself in a fight. When he starts getting cracked, he doesn't take too well to it. He mentally starts to break down. He starts to look in a way, let's say look for a way out, but he starts to definitely not fight back how what you expect to see in someone, grit down and just get through that, kind of weather that storm or get through that rough patch. Sam Alvey, just patient, beautiful patience in the first round. Getting the grappling with Kevin Casey was huge. He kept Kevin Casey stopped Kevin Casey from getting him down. When he did go down, he bounced back up. Kevin Casey just exerted so much energy. He just literally gassed himself out with fighting for a takedown. And Sam Alvey, he called out Scott Askham, because Scott Askham said he'll fight him at Manchester, UFC Manchester. This week coming at UFC Hamburg, Scott Askham's got a fight he needs to win. If that happens, you'll probably see them two fight at Manchester. Trust me, that'll be a cracking little scrap there, to be fair. Let's go to the main card. Jim Miller, Joe Lauzon. Joe Lauzon and Jim Miller. Wow. Rematch. Mike wasn't sure it was a rematch, but look, rematch happened. It was fantastic. The pair of them, again, just did not stop. If it wasn't one running at the other person punching, the other it was just swinging. The pair of them were aggressive. I have to admit, Jim Miller had some fantastic combinations, stepping in with the elbows as well when he finished in the combinations. Joe Lauzon on the ground did some fantastic work. Jim Miller got the decision, and he got a split decision. Now, because it's a split decision, again, you can't say it's a robbery, because obviously the judges, depending on where they're angled or what they're viewing, it was so tight. I probably would have gave it for Joe Lauzon myself when I watched it the first time round. Okay, watching it live, if I go with the judge's decision, I would have actually probably gave it to Joe Lauzon. But either way, Jim Miller won it. I don't mind. I do not disagree, because the pair of them beat the crap out of each other. What goes on from next for the pair of them, they're just going to be fun. They're going to get some good. Joe Lauzon at the moment is looking in great condition as well. I'd like to see him hopefully back in November time. Same with Jim Miller. Paige Vanzant against Becca Rowland. I said this fight will be definitely a test for mentally for Paige Vanzant. She hadn't fought since December when she lost to Rose in that absolute war. I think there's a more suitable fight for her, because Becky Rowland is nowhere near as athletic as Rose. She's got the box. She's got okay boxing. She's got good. She's got okay hands. She's not a knockout artist, but she's got okay hands. Other than that, she's not got great wrestling, and jits isn't there either. But for Paige Vanzant, it's an ideal kind of fighter. Someone who's not going to be hard to hit, as in she's going to be a target there. She's not going to be moving around too much, and this is what happened in the fight. Paige Vanzant was throwing out all this spinny kicking, moving stuff, switch kicks, all this. She threw all that jazz. She threw all of it because she could with Becky Rowland. She didn't have to worry too much, because you knew Becky Rowland was going to be there. In the first round, she threw that jumping switch kick where you jump up your right leg and then bang, you come with the left. She threw that in the first round, and when she did throw it though, she landed in the body. Okay, she was going for the body. She wasn't going any high kicks. And Beck Rowlands got cracked in the liver once. Now, I'm not sure how powerful it was, but it did make you remember going, okay, she flicks that. I'm going to need to block this. Second round comes out. Paige Vanzant throws the same move, but this time goes to the head. And you see, and there's a split moment, Beck Rowlands puts that hand down, and by the time she realises it's coming up, can't get the hand up, can't get the head away, takes it on the chin and goes down. And when you see that replay, her eyes are looking up to this. She is gone. Like, Paige Vanzant knocked her back up, and she just got a TKO win. Now, that was a beautiful finish for Paige Vanzant. You could see emotionally how much it meant to her, because it was, because a lot of hype before it. For Beck Rowlands, it did not shock me. It did not surprise me. Her last win was against Ham in Australia. I don't think she won that bout. I didn't score it for her. Somehow the judges in Australia, in a home nation, in a hometown, scored it for her. Make of it what you will. And fight before that, I think she beat Lisa Ellis, who's not difficult to beat. Let's be honest, she's not. So for Becca Rowlands, it's a tough one, because I just don't know what. She's not going to come any better. She's not going to bring a new approach. And you have to match her up well if you're going to keep if you want to keep that Australian market interested. Paige Vanzant though, gets her back up in that mix, top 10, fun fights, interesting matchups for her. Let's go to the co-main event, which was Anthony Pettis against Charles Oliveira, making his debut in the 145 division for Anthony Pettis. Big question I had was, how was the weight cut? How would he handle a weight cut in the third round if it got to a third round? It got to a third round. And it answered a lot of questions. Anthony Pettis, at the start, dropped Charles Oliveira in that first round. And he dropped him and rocked him. As I said, Charles Oliveira gets. Charles Oliveira does not take too well to getting hit. And when he does, he goes to the ground and hopes that he can recover while on the ground while trying to maybe lock in a submission. He did throw numerous submission attempts. Numerous. He had the back of Pettis too many times, in my opinion. and Pettis got out. And that's not just the first round, I mean going all the way through the fight. And Pettis showed great work to get and reverse it, get back into the guard and work from there. Anthony Pettis, though, what got me in that fight was how much Charles Oliveira's striking. Probably, I'm not going to disregard his striking. It's how many times Oliveira struck Anthony Pettis. He clipped him more times than I thought he would have or should have. And Pettis, you know, he looked like in the second round he definitely got a second wind after it. He looked like he started to get him. Let's say Charles Oliveira, he did the right thing. If you fight Pettis, you've got to put pressure on him. If you give him space, he will find an opening. It's shown, like, he has got a very simple blueprint. You pressure him, you close him down, you don't let him move, and then you beat him down, and Pettis will fall. Alright, it's not to be detrimental to him. It's something he needs to openly admit and maybe think about changing his game plan when someone does do that, because he tries to revert to his long range game when there's someone close. It doesn't work. Maybe involve more head movement and footwork. Certainly the footwork, he needs to get out there a bit more, especially cutting those angles. And so third round came. Charles Oliveira's got his back, ends up Pettis gets out of it. There's a bit of a scramble. Charles Oliveira, tired, hurt, goes to take him down, and Pettis sinks in a guillotine choke and chokes him out. He taps him out. I could not believe what I was watching. I literally could not believe it. I was absolutely flabbergasted. It blew me away. Tapped out Charles Oliveira. Huge statement that is, tapping Oliveira, who is a legitimate wizard on the ground. He is definitely in top 6, maybe top 5, probably top 5 jiu-jitsu artists in the UFC, and I'm not even taking that lightly. He is top class act. So for Anthony Pettis to do that, he has put himself right up there with some of the top names. You know, Frankie Edgar, don't know what's going on with him. You've got Max Holloway. Let's see what goes on there. Let's go to the main event. Damian Maia versus Carlos Condit. That fight was exactly... There was only 2 ways that fight was going to go. And it went the way of Damian Maia's. Damian Maia, circle, close the gap, shoot for a single leg, gets the single leg. Carlos Condit on the ground, super calm, super relaxed, wasn't freaking out, wasn't trying to jump out of stuff and get caught in things. He was very calm. And then Damian Maia went to get Mount, went half guard side control to Mount, and as that was happening, Carlos Condit gives the back as he tries to kind of turn out of it. He tries to turn to escape, ends up going wrong. Damian Maia sinks in a beautiful kind of lock with the legs, like triangles the leg off to stop Carlos Condit rotating anymore and moving anymore. He stops him trying to buckle him off. Damian Maia gets a fantastic seatbelt style grip, and when he does, he just slowly works that grip under the chin, that arm under the chin. Honestly, at first he didn't have under the chin, he had it over, and then I don't know how and when he got it under Carlos Condit's chin, but you could see in Carlos Condit's face, he just went, you see it in his face that it kind of was like, fuck. It's got to where I shouldn't let it have got to. Damn it. You could see he's like, this is the beginning of the end. I shouldn't. It's Damian fucking Maia. And Damian Maia got a rear naked choke, tapped out Carlos Condit, and Carlos was crushed. It was painful to watch that, because, you know, I think I love Carlos Condit as much as everyone else does if you're an MMA fan. And for Damian Maia, I was exhilarated for him. It was a mixture of emotions. Damian Maia, that dude is doing no wrong. He gets he has to fight the winner of Wonderboy and Tyron Woodley. It's as simple as that. Sit down, son. Wait your turn. You've earned it. Everyone else can just go away. It's not even a question. So that was the UFC Vancouver card. Some great scraps. Some good matchups in the future to make. Carlos Condit might retire. It's a shame, but it's going to happen. You might see Sam Alvey in Manchester. Paige Vanzant. She'll probably be on the MSG card. She's got that name. She's got that kind of fan base from Dancing with the Stars. There's some good matchups to make in the future, people. I absolutely loved it. So thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be back this week with another podcast. Looking forward to UFC Hamburg card. So awesome. Local kind of way for European side of things. So check that out.